Welcome back, everybody, to the Swing and Batty League Season 7, Week 7. I am 30, casting the Game 2 here, and I'm with Thrifty. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
We saw some quality North American League of Legends last game, and I expect the same, actually.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, I actually do. I think Batty Bargain Bin in this instance, they're gonna go full Unicorns of Love. Because I think that might be a legitimate strategy against this Waifu Superstar team.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely reasonable. Something to point out, they have Madam Strip back on the roster again. Rumors of his benching exaggerated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I didn't think it was a benching. I just he's a busy guy. He's a player. You know, he's got to keep.
He's got shit to do.
Yeah, he's got ladies on the line. You know, that's Madam Strip for you in a nutshell.
Ladies to talk and booze to drink.
Yeah, that is true.
It's definitely Madam Stripe.
Yeah, and all right, we're in the draft here, and just go over once again. We have Waifu Superstar on the blue side, and Batty Bargain Bin on the red side. Waifu Superstar, they're coming in tied for first place here at 4-2. Batty Bargain Bin, they've kind of been on a down note. They've lost 2 in a row here. They're sitting steady at 3-3 here. So this is a pretty big win for them, or a big game for them, if they do manage to pull it out and win.
Especially especially when you're mentioning, like, because of the last 2 wins. If they win this one, this brings Waifu Superstar down to 4-3, and it brings them up to 4-3. Either putting them in a tie for second place with just Waifu Superstar, or possibly putting them into a 4-way tie for first place, putting us back where we were at after week 4.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of possibilities for standings to be kind of weird after tonight. But yeah, both teams flying through the bans. I guess that's one thing I've noticed this season is that a lot of teams are preparing their drafts a lot better, it seems. At least they're planning the banned champions very well. They're actually talking about these ahead of time, and they know for a fact there's no surprises really when it comes to these bans. Vel'Koz, Lulu, Echo, like Swift said in Game 1, Echo such a huge, highly contested pick right now in the top lane. And then Alistar, Graves, and Renekton coming from Batty Bargain Bin, taking away some very big champions, taking away the Alistar from Tree, and then obviously Swift on Graves and Renekton. Actually, the Graves ban is kind of interesting.
I'm actually very surprised about that. That's the only ban that I'm actually surprised here. I mean, the story goes Batty Bargain Bin is you ban Lulu, you ban Vel'Koz, you have one other ban, because Madam Strip does way better than any other champion he has on Lulu, and same thing with Renai Circulation, or Blavera if you prefer. Mm-hmm. And now, and then it's like Alistar and Renekton's been a common ban against Swift. The only time it hasn't been banned, he's played it and done very, very well. But I don't think we've seen him play too much Graves, and it wasn't like absolutely monstrous either when he did.
Right. It must be something that maybe's in his match history, or just something they find very strong. I mean, I guess, granted, Graves is a very strong pick right now in the meta. He's very good in both top lane and jungle. I mean, Keen actually played a mid lane in the promotion match when Apex got to the LCS, I should say. But a lot of retired players on that roster. But anyway, enough about esports, because I could talk about them all day. We're almost done with this draft here. Batty Bargain Bin, I guess, first pick overall for Waifu Superstar was that Gragas for Kragan. And that's a key thing to know, because Waifu Superstar, they have been running Kragan on these very good team-oriented tanks, either Gragas or Sejuani, and having a lot of success running these huge wombo team fight in your face compositions. And last week he was taken away from those comfort picks, and he was forced onto Elise, and didn't have like a very stunning performance. I mean, he didn't have a bad performance per se, but definitely not the impact that he usually has on those tanks. But now he's back in his comfort zone.
I know, it'll be really interesting to see how all this will end up playing out. Hover Ergot troll. Like, I say that as a Hover Ergot troll, but like, I honestly am like mildly concerned, because it is Blavera, and we've known him just to be your like stereotypical anime villain.
Yeah, man, well, yep, and okay, Blur with the mid lane.
No, I think it's gonna be
Oh
top
yeah,
lane
never
Wukong
mind.
or
Damn it.
jungle Wukong. I'm sorry to.
God damn it, Thrifty. I wanted it. Dude, they still can. It's still possible. Mick. Wait a minute.
Wait a sec. Okay.
No,
Wait.
okay. Wait, no, wait a minute. Second, wait a minute.
Wait, where's Vivre at?
Yeah! Okay. Okay, I'm glad that we both realized at the same spot.
Yeah.
We're like, wait, where's that AD carry player that they have? Oh, wait!
Oh, I don't feel so good for.
Ooh, so
Batty
Batty
Bargain
Bargain
all of a
coming
sudden.
into a huge game for them. This is a very important game, and they're without one of their. I don't want to.
2-star players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vivaret's not in the lineup here.
Oh.
Failed Destiny. He's actually playing AD carry tonight on that Ezreal with Mikaro making his support debut in the SBL, I believe, on Morgana support. And I mean, I guess that's really no surprise, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's always been a great mid-Morg player. And Morg, in my opinion, is an even better support. Here's a note to most viewers. Don't play Morg in the mid lane. I think it's garbage.
I know, I definitely agree with that. I don't think it's very good right now. But she's a very solid support on the other hand.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, okay, and then talking about the rest of the lineup here, Waifu Superstar, they got a lot of picks. They got Tree on Thresh, Salvo on Jinx. I mean, he's definitely played at least once this season, and definitely won on that, I believe. But most other weeks, it's usually banned. But he's pulling out a very classic lane. Tree on one of his best supports, Salvo on his definitively best AD carry. So a Jinx Thresh bottom lane. You have Wang on Corki, who is in the past has shown he can play this sort of caster AD carry esque mid lane role, and then Swift on the top lane Jarvan, which he has shown in the past. He does pilot very well. Once again, it's really just one of these big wombo comps. Well, kinda. It's a little less on the wombo than in their past compositions.
Yeah, I mean, this actually is like fairly like similar to like some what we have seen. Like we've seen them do the Gragas Jarvan before, as we saw them in week 1. Obviously, Salvo grabs Jinx pretty much whenever it's available. We've seen Tree play Thresh a lot, so I think it's a pretty solid lineup that doesn't have like any like immediate weaknesses. It's kind of all over. It's all around. It has like a decent bit of everything. It's got a lot of damage. It's got decent CC. It's got decent tankiness. It's a really adaptive comp.
Yeah, it has good wave clear, good sieging. Yeah, it's actually just sort of an all around balanced comp, and the
thing is,
really
it doesn't like beat. There's other comps that like obviously if you focus on it, you can beat it at this. But this comp's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, it can do everything.
Yeah, and I guess you'd have to hand it off to Swift because that is a very smart draft. I mean, sure, champions. It's not always best to have champions that are like jack of all trades. Looking at you, Udyr. It's usually better to have champions that excel in one strength. But as a whole composition, I think it's always beneficial to have balance and among like the very key categories: wave clear, sieging, team fighting, lane dominance, early versus late game scaling. This team really has it all.
Yeah, no, this is a really, really solid team comp. Obviously, it's not like the end-all, be-all, because, I mean, otherwise we'd see every single team in LCS trying to draft this team, but it is nice to have a team that doesn't have, like, a readily apparent weakness on it. It means that you're not just totally boned coming out into Champion Select. Because, I mean, you do get some of those games where it's like, oh, well, if we play even like 90% to 100% and they play 90% to 100%, we are guaranteed to lose. Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's I guess the one question that's left is we talked about how this comp can do everything. What is it going to do in practice? What is there going to be their game plan going into this? Because let's talk about on the other coin here. Batty Bargain Bin, their team composition has it seems very Waifu Superstar-esque. They are bringing sort of this tri-core of Wombo. You have Wukong, Maokai, and Orianna all looking for these huge 5v5 fights, probably around, early to mid-game Dragon takes. Like, this team wants to group, and they want to fight now.
No, that is a team that is like, we're going to go get an AoE, big old fight. and Ezreal is Ezreal, so he can peel for himself.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
because there's no point-click hard CCs from this waifu superstar team. Like everyone else can just wombo combo, and Ezreal's just like, hey, it's alright, guys. I'm just gonna shoot some Qs, auto back here. If anything's too scary, I'm just gonna E away.
Yeah, I mean, he's even good against one of, I assume would be the main initiations would be from Swift with the Cataclysm. Yeah, you just quick little arcane shift out. All right, and obviously back once again with the hashtag SBL. Pause the game here.
Pause.
Brought to you by water. Drink it.
Yeah. It's pretty cheap. It's good for you. You need it to live. Water, man.
It'll get you to Challenger.
That's true. 100% of challengers do drink water.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
stats don't
If you
fucking lie, man.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back. Short pause, little lag there for Kragan, but it's all sorted out. Slap the router with a ruler and put him in his place.
Yeah. Put it in timeout.
Yeah. Pretty standard line defense coming from Waifu Superstar, and I've talked to Swift about this, that he really always finds this strategy the best. There's really, in the SBL at least, where lane swaps really don't exist, there's almost no point. I mean, well, I'm not going to say there's almost no point, but it's just an added risk for almost no reward.
The risk versus reward for an invade when there is not lane swaps present in the league, or predominantly present, it's just non-existent. I mean, you have such a small reward chance, but a lot of risk, and so it's just not worth it at all. I mean, like once you start bringing in lane swaps and all that, you get an extra added dynamic element because you try to scout out where the other team's going, where you want to put your people, because sometimes you both want to have this lane swap happen, or you want to, mismatch the lanes so you have a 2v1.
Yeah, and even some of these champions from the Waifu Superstars lineup, they didn't have the best level 1. Neither of these teams really had fantastic level 1s, but I guess it's neither here or there, because now we're into the laning phase. Which one of these lanes is really the key matchup to watch that might sort of swing the success of either team here?
I think the key matchup is, for Waifu Superstar, is the either the bot or the top lane. I think that's where you can have a lot of where your team fight's going to come in. And for BBB, your key lanes is the mid lane. I think that's where...
Blue are getting big on that Ori.
Yeah, Blue are getting big on the Orianna is like the biggest thing for them. Whereas like Corki getting big is obviously very annoying, but because of the fact that they have a Morgana and a Maokai, they have a lot of good ways to lock up this Corki.
Oh, Failed Destiny walking into a hook from Tree, and he's level 1. He had to flash out. He was scared of the follow-up because Waifu Superstar bot lane hit level 2 at that same exact time. And wow, that's so surprising. Ezreal and Morg lane getting the flash blown so early.
Yeah,
Tree landed another hook on the Mick, and he goes in on this one. Plays Mick back, and a lot of damage coming out. Salvo just laying down the autos, and there's no surprise here. This bottom lane, Tree and Salvo, they're so practiced. They're so in sync.
Yeah, no, Tree has been on point with these hooks. It's been very, very nice in this laning phase.
Yeah, this might mean some difficulty. At least if the lane is pushed a little further out away from BBB's tower, Failed Destiny or Mick won't be able to farm safely. But luckily, the way for them right now is a fantastic spot.
Yeah, that was really good though on Failed Destiny to flash right then, because if he didn't, he was gonna walk over the Flame Chompers and top lane.
Oh my god, Madam Stripe trades in onto Swift, uses the E to go in, but Kragan was there in the bushes waiting. Easy first blood going over to Swift to start this game off strong for Waifu Superstar.
I mean, I'm 100% sure they communicated out, but that was really, really smart to delay them coming out at the same time, because they knew Wukong was going to try and walk out that way. So by only having AJS0 come out, Madam's like, oh, I'm in a bad position, but it's nothing too scary. It's just Jarvan got a flank on me, he's going to chunk me out here. And so he like, starts making the walk back, and then all of a sudden, Gragas is like, hey, I'm here too.
Yeah, no, Yeah, very good communication there, and this is probably the dream, the sort of the good fantasy here for Life of Superstars lineup is Swift getting huge on this Jarvan and bullying out potentially this Wukong.
Yeah, if he ends up winning, like if he gets really far ahead of Manstrip on this gives him a lot of really solid split push potential.
Oh man, another thing I just noticed now, because on my screen, on my spectator client, I organized champions, and I put Maokai in the top lane there, and then I was like, oh wait a minute, that was Stripes playing Wukong. We have Mr. Coffee on jungle Maokai.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second here. You haven't really seen this flavor of Maokai since probably season 2, early season 3.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, it might be a little bit. No, it's actually not a little different now, because the most recent change to Maokai is that his saplings last a lot longer. I think up to a minute now at rank 5, maybe even longer. Yeah. Oh, Hookland's on the Mikiro actually. I don't think he expected that. Black Shield comes out a little too late, and it's a respect flash from the Gragas that's waiting in the river bush there, and Kragan with a good presence once again, ganking the lanes and getting flashes and getting kills.
Yeah, no. Off to very, very strong start.
No, actually, let's go back to this Maokai.
Yeah,
this is
the one big thing it does help with jungle Maokai is you can get a lot more saplings out before the first camp spawn, so you can just blow up a camp.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I have seen I haven't seen any jungle Maokais since the change, but I have seen top Maokais literally throw enough saplings at the Wraith camp, and then they just go chucking saplings at the Wraith camp. They go recall and they walk to top lane. The Wraith camp spawns and just insta dies.
Mr. Coffee finds out Swift roaming in the river here. There's nothing to do here, nothing to see. And Blabluer, he gets super low in the mid lane here. Rocket hits, Wake Blast hit for the casual auto, and down goes Blabluer. A very uncommon mistake from him to put himself in a position like that.
I wonder if he just didn't respect how much damage Corki actually does.
No, that can't be, because we all know Corki does the most damage in the game.
And he does. I mean,
yeah.
he does the most magic damage. That's why he's so good right now. So many mages don't. He does more magic damage than all the mages, and he does physical damage. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He did get a sizable nerf to him this last patch. He does no longer get the bonus damage on his auto attacks, but I mean, he still has a lot of damage loaded into his kit anyways.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna take Corki out of the meta picture.
No, it's just gonna make him go from like the number one, like undisputed number 1 to I'm just a strong champion now. He actually still probably might be on the higher end of it, but
yeah, especially in the mid lane, where wave clear is still such a very important thing right now. So yeah, just a 2-kill gold lead for Waifu Superstar here. Binding misses on Tree just barely, but Tree answers back with a hook of his own. Black Shield comes out, but it's all gone. Just like that, Zap nearly misses there, and Mikiro forced out. Doesn't have flash up yet. Does have that exhaust, but once again, the baddie bargain bin bot lane playing off the back foot here against the super dominant Salvo at Tree bot lane. He's up 20 CS.
This is not looking good for the baddie bargain bin. I mean, they're down in the lanes that we were kind of expecting to be down.
Oh no, Coffee goes back and he forgets, like, hey, I should probably lay a ward in this bush. That's not good. The pings were out. The whole team converges from Waifu Superstar, and it's an easy pickup on the easily gankable Maokai, and that's going to transition to an early Dragon take for Waifu Superstar.
Yeah, I think they're looking really good. I mean, Wang's winning mid lane, which is like the key lane that this baddie bargain bin team needs to really go off and be able to win team fights.
Ezreal comes out, doesn't land. Mick, what? Oh man, if that hook would have landed, I would have just walked away from my desk, because guys, this game's looking pretty rough for baddie bargain bin. Waifu Superstar off to a commanding a little over 2k gold lead at 9 minutes. It's actually, the gold value doesn't really pay how much respect to how far ahead of Waifu Superstar is right now. That's what it seems right now. They have all the pressure. They have all the lanes winning.
It's insane. Like, if you look right now, look what. Okay, so Madam Strip just got back into this lane. Look what Swift's walking back to lane with right now. AGS Zeros. He's literally got a pickaxe and a Tiamat and a cloth armor on him. Like, it's insane. You can't trade with that. I mean, Wukong does have like 1,000 gold on him, but even then, that's just the Tiamat. Like, he's up 2 items there. If you look in the mid lane's actually pretty even as far as time goes. But then you look at the bot lane, Ezreal's building tier, which he normally does, but because Salvo's hitting this BF spike and he's already ahead, Ezreal's gonna be in a really, really rough spot.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. With the tier, when you do play Ezreal in the bottom lane, you have like a good level 1 because you're all equal with Doran's Blade, but then from then on you have to go back, you have to get tier. Most Ezreal players nowadays get that call just to really double down and get all of that gold to stack into that mid to late game. Once you finally get that Frozen Fist and Muramana core, that's so necessary for Ezreal to even fight right now.
Yeah, no, the Cole is super nice on Ezreal. Like, that's why like tier Cole is like one of his ideal backs, because Cole actually does give some combat stats and is a net boosting gold in the long run. And so it just kind of helps make up for the fact that you're going to be weaker with this tier phase, besides the fact that you get to poke a little more.
Yep. Yeah, and he has to basically just try his best to farm under tower, because Salvo and Tree are relentlessly pushing it in, just trying to get damage down whenever they can. Because well, for Wi-Fi Superstar, I get probably the ideal path here is just for this bottom lane to get this tower real quickly and then rotate that tower destructor of a champion called Jinx and bring her into the mid lane and just force it down. With Corki and Jinx, there's no way this baddie bargain bin team can defend, and My Wang uses the package to go over the wall here. Coffee flashes over, but Kragan flashes to follow, and Arcade Smash tries to slow him down, but Kragan picking up the kill on the backside with the barrel. And another kill going over Waifu Superstar. This whole red side jungle is there, so they're going to ward it up. There's just nothing this baddie bargain bin has control of right now.
No, this is not looking good for them at all. Like, it's just like, every time I said that, it's like just getting worse and worse, but it's like, this is a 4K gold lead at 11 minutes. That's huge.
Yeah, and the Waifu Superstar, they're not showing any signs of slowing down. They're very crisp, they're coordinated, they have an idea of what they want to do right now. Yeah, the bottom tower went down. So that was the first tower taken. I didn't even note that there. Tree. Oh man, in the bushes, fishing for the hook there.
He's fishing for robots and fallen angels.
Mick was playing up. I think he might have landed the binding on Wang here, but teleport comes in from AGS Heroes, but it's canceled by Madam Stripe with the Wukong ult. I don't know what that teleport was actually for. It didn't seem like there was a fight there, but
no, I'm really confused by that. It did get Madam Strip's flash to stop the TP, but
actually no. I mean, I guess the only thing I can think of is that it was just they were gonna rotate 5 quickly to the mid tower and just try to take it down.
I think that that's the only thing I could think of as their plan there. With Jarvan there, it provides them with a lot of dive potential. Just the Jarvan Gragas combo. Like EQ into body slam, or body slam, knock them out, then they get CC'd by Jarvan, and then put them down, take the tower.
Yeah. I was gonna say Thor, because he always plays mid lane Corki, but My Wang on mid lane Corki, and he does go back and he gets that Triforce at 13 minutes, and now this is really a force to be reckoned with here.
That's about the timing you really want to be picking up that Triforce. You want to get it just as like this real early games going. You want to be completing it around the first time everyone else is finishing their first items. It's a lot of damage at this point in the game.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Wang would do anything else aside from just constantly phosphorus bomb the wave and just push it in. And then maybe roam down here. Coffee lands a twisted advance onto Tree. Tree is the target here, but he's taking some damage, but not enough actually. And Salvo gets the kill into Coffee, gets that get excited passive, and 2 members down here for baddie bargain bin, but 3, Mick joins the fight, ult, picks up the kill onto Tree, and Salvo's still running. Salvo's very low. Mystic Shot lands, Arcane Shift, double kill for a failed Destiny, and Renai Circulation flashes from the body slam, but then gets hit by the Gragas ult back into tower, and he will definitely go down here. Kraken with the mastery
What is he doing all the way over there?
Emote.
That was really nice by everyone on that bot lane play. I was surprised at how fast Sava picked up that lantern. Just like Wonder if he was almost just right-clicking pathing, because as soon as Tree was down.
Oh, and Mick walking back into the mid lane, Kragan trying to make a play on him, and he does. Red buff is ticking, and Kragan on a rampage here. Kragan with the most kills in the game, 4-0-1 on this Gragas.
You know, out of all the areas I was expecting to look for an advantage of Waifu Superstar, I mean, don't get me wrong, top's doing phenomenal, and so is bot. Kragan's been playing extremely well this game after a very lackluster performance last week.
Yeah, it just further solidifies how good he is on Gragas and Sejuani. He has, you know, very good performances on these tanks, but nothing. It's really, I guess it's hard to look flashy on these tanks, right? Like, sure, you could probably have some nice Gragas barrels, and sure, you have some like cool Sejuani ults, but like, you're never really a dominant force in the early game to be like, wow, that guy carried them.
Oh,
but right now, Kragan's actually
not
doing
Sejuani, though. Gragas can totally look really flashy and dominant in the early game.
I guess he can, but I guess maybe that's not Kragan's playstyle. At least it hasn't been in earlier weeks.
It's more of it's just not Kragan's playstyle. Gragas is like, the reason why Gragas is so popular is because he has that really strong early game and still scales up really late. Gragas has a lot of damage, and you have a lot of playmaking potential between body slam flashing onto people.
Mm-hmm.
The barrel does a lot of damage. Alt obviously is very good at pulling people out from even where they think they're safe.
And Madam Strike was able to answer with the first tower of the game for Bad Bargain Bin in that top lane, but it really, at this point, doesn't mean much because it's a 5k gold deficit at 16 minutes for the Bad Bargain Bin.
Yeah, they've slowed it down though. Remind you, it was 4,500 in 11 minutes, so
That's
it
true.
is going in the right direction for Batty Bargain Bin. It's just, it is an uphill battle. They have a ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
They're climbing Everest, and they just got to the base camp, and they're getting acclimated to try and like do the real climb now.
Oh, Kragan finds out Coffee, trying to ward up his own jungle, and Gragas back into the wall, and Wang's gonna pick up that kill after Swift comes in with the Cataclysm to really secure it, and Kragan's still going in. Slam finishes off for nice circulation, but will get traded out from Madam Strip in the back. 1 for 2, still in favor of Waifu Superstar, and Wang gonna get knocked up again by the Wukong. It's a 1v2 right now for Madam Strike. Look at all this damage coming in for Corki. He's double buffed right now, getting really low, and he does go down. Wang on a killing spree, and this is looking bad.
That was really unfortunate there for Madam Strip. His ult wore off right as Jarvan entered into the zone with the EQ. Like, if his ult would have lasted like a quarter of a second longer, it would have knocked off Jarvan. He probably would have been able to get out, but instead, he goes down for it. I mean, maybe Swift was timing that. Not to say it was just all unlucky timing. Aegis was probably paying attention to that timer, and it's like, it should be running out about now. I should be able to go in.
Ooh, Trey trying with the Mad Life hook there, the prediction. Good effort though, and you know, it doesn't matter. You know, Trey, you'd be flashy. I think every hook you throw now should just try to be a prediction hook. That's just.
He could afford to be flashy at this point.
Yeah.
What we were saying about stemming the bleeding, yeah, I take that back. Like, they got the base camp, and then they're like, waited like half a day, and they're like, oh yeah, we can totally climb this mountain. I feel so much better after the first day. And then they found out the air only gets thinner. And now they're just, you know, started climbing, they fell down, rolled down the whole mountain, and it's all shit now. You have almost a 10k gold lead at 18 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, this is looking to be one of the most dominant wins possibly ever in SBL history.
I don't know about an SBL history. We've had a lot of games, but this is definitely like the most dominant this season.
This season, but I mean, I have terrible memory, so I'm not really specifically remembering back to any other dominant performances, but it just it is very dominant in relative terms of SBL performances. This is actually pretty big right now because it just appears Batty Bargain Bin is just sort of laying down and taking it. They're not making any plays of their own. They're just waiting and reacting, staying at their towers and letting Waifu Superstars make all the plays, make all the rotations. Rift Herald going over Waifu Superstar. No contention there, obviously. Baron's up soon, and I wouldn't really be surprised if Waifu Superstar tried a 20-minute Baron, but I think it might be not a good idea because of just a potential throw. Right now, they can just keep pushing.
I think an early Baron is like definitely a reasonable thing here. You have a huge gold lead right now, and it's just a really easy way to like just take a early Baron like between 20 and 24 or 25 minutes, and that just closes out the game. Baron creeps are so ridiculous that early on in the game.
Yeah, top lane Siege coming in from Waifu Superstar at this point. Swift's in that bottom lane. He does have teleport up. Mick finding Kraken out. Morgul actually gets procced, but he'll die for it. And Kraken's still up though. Kraken's still ticking here, 5-1-3, and he's looking for an early Sonia's on this Gragas jungle. Because, you know, at this point, why not? It's a 20-minute mark. This is a 10k gold lead, folks. This is out of place. There's nothing really Batty Bergenben can do at this point. All they can do is just force the fight right now. Go! No!
Oh.
No! Really
They heard you. They heard you. They wanted it, but they couldn't get it.
Look at wow! Look at all this mastery emote.
There's so much mastery here. Oh, the Wang getting caught out.
Well, there you go. That'll do. Yeah, Mick letting the binding over the wall. I don't think Wang could have really. He didn't see that coming right until he got hooked or binded, I should say.
Yep. Got binded, and then it was all over. A little Rothcopter that could.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Rift Herald ran out. I don't know how much more of a siege they were going to get out of that, actually. It seems like they were just going to sort of play that game. This actually, I think this is probably beneficial. It sort of resets them and they can like say like, oh yeah, why were we up there? We could have just been.
I mean,
we could
I
have been
think that's
dragoning.
totally
We could have
right.
been pushing other lanes. What were we doing there?
They were all low. They had a lot of gold built up from the previous siege. Like they took multiple. Like they took towers. They got some kills. So
yeah, it was just time to go back and Ezreal trying to scout the dragon here. 5 members strong for Batty Bargainman coming into the river. Waifu Superstar, they're split right now. Dragon's still not down. This might be a good fight for them. Battleshark going in with the Wukong ult. Swift gets out barely with his life, but Salvo, here he comes with the damage. Gonna start resetting here. Mick goes down. Another kill for Salvo. Double kill for him. Failed Destiny. Flashes the body slam, but gets zapped up right at the end there, and he will go down. Double kill for Wang. And so 4 kills going up for Waifu Superstar after losing none.
like that fight was just the perfect example of how they were just too far ahead for it to matter now. BBB was in a better position. They got like a nice engage onto them. It went well, but this Waifu Super Team is just so far ahead. They didn't care.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. I mean that actually that was fulfilling sort of their win condition of a team. Madam Stripe actually got hooked in a little bit further closer to the carries of the enemy team, and
I'm surprised they called off on that Baron. It only had 2k left on it, and they had vision. They just knew it was only Orianna off the side, but I guess they were just a little too worried of Kragan dying and then Orianna being able to steal it.
yeah, you know that.
I think it's one of those things you can afford to be really safe. At this point, you can afford to just, oh yeah, we'll let it go. I'm not gonna grab it right now. We're 10k up. It's 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would have been something if the game was a little bit closer, and all those members came up for Batty Bargainman, and they just rushed to Baron and tried to retake the Baron.
Yeah.
After Waifu Superstar back, but yeah, like you said, yeah, there's no way that's happening right now. Baron is their objective. Batty Bargainman will not take it.
Yeah. No, this is the case where like this neutral objective is actually only an objective for one team.
It's not very neutral.
I mean, it's not very neutral right now. Yeah.
No, but yeah, Baron's a super delegate, and Waifu Superstar has definitely convinced Baron that he's voting. he's voting Waifu tonight.
He's voting Waifu tonight.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, he's so deep into their pockets right now. There's just nothing nothing else this Baron will do.
Oh, that's great.
It's election season, folks.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Kragan taking a lot of damage from clearing wards. Baron got aggroed onto him. Wang binded him, and then he got
oh yeah.
And then not Wang. Mikro binded him, and then he cooled under the Baron to make it angry. Oh my goodness.
Ah, ah.
Just deleted.
That's
That's with
what,
an Iceborne Gauntlet too. Like he has armor, and it was just gone.
yeah, that's what we call DED, dead. You died before you could even spell the word correctly.
Yeah.
Wowzers. This salvo, 202 CS, 4-1 and 6, i.e. Runan's working on Maw of the Male Mortius, actually, it appears. Just, you know, what you brought up earlier with the Baron play, you know, backing off and playing it really safe. Honestly, if I was this far ahead, if I was playing Salvo, if I was playing Jinx right now, I wouldn't go for anything defensive. I would be a cocky son of a bitch, and I'd double down and get like a Bloodthirster or something.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to actually see a defensive item.
Such reserve and... wait, Mikro going down, Swift with the Flag and Dragon, backs off Betty Bargain Bin from their own jungle.
It was very. They're trying. I don't know. There's just. I was trying to think of like if there's any way, and I mean,
No.
this game is just all on Waifu Superstar. It is their game to lose at this point.
Oh, hook on to Madam Stripe, and he will decoy away. Only takes minimal damage from Phosphorus Bomb, but you know that's true. Maybe there, you know, if there was ever like an official university open that was solely like based on getting a degree in League of Legends theory crafting. Oh my God! Madam going in with the Wukong all in the Oriole. Betty Bargain Man! Gah!
My jaw is on the floor. Oh my goodness.
3 for 1! Betty Bargain Bin coming in with the Wombo!
This is what they've needed to do for the last like 15 minutes. But they finally got it. That is the power of this comp. It's like, oh, we're 14, 15k down? Eh, whatever. Let's just hit our buttons, we'll kill them.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, Madam Stripe, he was already, he E'd in onto a minion. I don't know if he was actually purposely going in for an engage there, but he might have. But he actually just flashed a very short distance just to reposition himself perfectly to get into Shockwave position and to get obviously the Wukong ult knock up onto everyone there. But yeah, like you said, just that's the perfect wet dream scenario for this team comp, and they finally pulled it off when 5 members of Waifu Superstar were sieging onto that mid tower. Coffee coming over to the Baron pit. It looks like he was just trying to ward, but I think he might trade his life for it right now. And yeah, certainly he does package over the top. And Kragan picking up another kill for himself, and Coffee picking up his 8th death of this game.
It has not been a strong game for Jungle Tree.
No, it has not. And it's really hard to play from behind on Jungle Maokai. That's because I used to play that all the time back in Season 2, early Season 3. That was one of my go-to jungle champs, and it is extremely hard to play from behind. Because Maokai is already sort of a low econ tank. He doesn't really need a lot of gold to be effective, but like especially when you're low behind on jungle income, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's in a really, really rough spot. All of his kit involves him going very, very far in, and
yeah,
it's really hard to do that when you're very far behind.
Yeah, and sort of an easy inhibitor take that I didn't even talk about because it just seems so nonchalant.
Yeah,
Waifu Superstar just really bodying the enemy team out of position.
Something I also mentioned, we haven't really talked about much, but that was their 4th dragon for a Waifu Superstar now.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, this is
they've just been casually just picking up all the objectives on this map at their own leisure.
Yeah, I mean, like actually, Dragon is the other super delegate in this instance because I don't think Dragon really wants to swing for Betty Bargain Bin at this point. I mean, this. The ball is on Wukong. It is double pink warded here, so. Oh, Kragan with the barrel. I think that ward on the side there must have seen someone move out of the bush, so they had an idea there were some people in there, and appeared to be all 5 of them. So we're looking at a 12k gold lead here for Waifu Superstar, coming up to the 30-minute mark. 7 towers to
Yeah.
2. Inhibitor down in mid lane for Batty Bargain Bin. Baron seems to be the next objective both these teams are gravitating towards, but I don't... I think they really just want to bait. They don't really want to go. They don't want to put themselves into a Baron pit situation for the Wombo.
Yeah. Realize, I think that last fight put a little fear into them before they were feeling just indestructible, and like SBL's now completed a few items. They realize what this Wombo combo can do to them. And so they don't want to take like any big risks anymore at the moment until like they get their confidence back. They definitely can, but they're playing a little skittish at the moment. Skittish considering their goal lead, I guess I should say.
Right, and I guess they have been doing that all game, but now there's a sort of an extra added factor, it appears.
Yeah.
Because now
I'd say
now
earlier
know
when
the
they were
threat.
just pushing like all the tier 2 towers, they're playing very aggressively. See the split push coming out. They're missing an element. Batty Bargain will be missing an element of their Wombo combo with this.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very good situation for Waifu Superstar. I think that they want this split. I mean, they have the supers coming in on the mid lane, so and Jarvan should be able to beat Wukong handily in a 1v1 at this point.
Any amount of damage is probably good damage for Batty Bargain Bin to inflict on Waifu Superstar as they relentlessly siege this top lane tower, and it's just a standard 1-4 split push here with their top laner Swift on that Jarvan in the bottom lane with teleport up, and
Yeah, both the top laners do have teleport, but I mean, Waifu Superstar's got a little bit of an advantage with those super minions pushing down the mid lane.
Gragasol comes in, picks off Veiled Destiny under the tower, and Mick lands a 3-man, 2-man at Morgald, and he does Sonya for nice circulation with a 4-man, or maybe even 3-man Shockwave there, but it will be enough to deter. Still no members dead for Waifu Superstar though, but only 1 dead for Batty Bargain Bin, but that's another lost inhibitor.
At this point, it's just, I mean, it's just even harder for them to come back. Double super. Once you start getting supers in multiple waves, it's so hard to deal with. Especially if you have like a solo laner pushing in with one of those. With one of those super waves as well, it's like, oh god. They're pushing on our Nexus.
We got just a casual 14k gold lead.
No big deal, right?
Yeah.
That's not much.
No, at 32 minutes, like, it's very standard.
Oh, yeah.
The standard amount.
I mean, that's literally just a third of what Batty Bargain Bin like total gold, and let's just toss it on top. Yeah, we'll just give you a third of our gold and have it.
Yeah. Actually, sorry to go way back to that Wombo. It's funny because that big analogy I was leading up to that I assume all those Twitch chatters love, as someone was making fun of my analogies earlier. I was gonna make this huge analogy about how if there was an accredited university that gave degrees in LoL theory crafting, this would be the thesis paper. You'd have to write and figure out how does Batty Bargain Bin with this team composition come back and win the game. And if you wrote it and it got approved in a peer group by other accredited professors.
This would be that's a paper worthy of a PhD in LoL theory.
Without a doubt, yeah. If you could write just a 1-page paper about how Batty Bargain Bin, how they have no chance of coming back from Waifu Superstar, then you would get an A and then you graduate, get a little degree, say, oh, LoL theory, I got a master's in LoL theory. That's so cool. I'm sure you'll get a job after college here. And
hey, when esports become bigger than real,
oh, Madam Stripe does have that Morgana ult, or Morgana shield to try to shield him from the CC. Coffee going in on the backline, but it's not going to be enough to take out Salvo. Double kill for the Corki, and here we go. Only person dead on Waifu Superstar is Swift. It means nothing. It means nothing at this point because it will be a Nexus taken for Waifu Superstar as they advance to 5-2 on the season with an extremely dominant victory over Batty Bargain Bin.
I mean, after like the 7 or 8 minute mark, this game was just so clearly going in Waifu Superstar's favor. And besides that one little slip up in front of the mid tower, that was the only time it looked like it was any chance it wasn't that.
Yeah, that's if that game was actually a close game, like just maybe even a 4 or 5K goal deficit for Matty Bargainman. That after that wombo, that might have equalized things morale wise because
Oh
that
yeah.
would have been a huge pushing power for Matty Bargainman.
At that point though, it was literally just like a speed bump on their road trip for Waifu Superstar. They're like, oh no, we died. We're still so far ahead, it doesn't matter.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well,
Ah.
I think we definitely have to talk to the birthday boy because everybody, it's Craig's
I
birthday.
think I want to talk to Kragan and Wang.
Yeah,
Things I'd
Craig,
never.
yeah.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the season, at one point after a game, before the teams were drafted, yeah, you're gonna have a post-game interview. You're gonna want to talk to Kragan and Wang. I'm like, the fuck?
Because they just carried the shit out of their
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, I want to talk to them.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Well, welcome, Cragen and Wang. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Cragen. How old
Yep.
are you today?
I am 25 years old.
Wow. And did you guys? Oh, you guys got 26 kills. Oh man,
It's so
not
close.
scripted.
You
Fuck.
guys messed it up.
Yeah.
You messed up the script, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
We're
they
gonna
even let
find
me play
you.
carry jungler?
Yeah.
Look at the build.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, and I saw the news
It's all
to Large
AP
Rod
items.
second after the Runic Echoes, and I was like, yep, that's gonna be one of those games where Gragas is gonna do a fuck ton of damage.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's just go back to the beginning of this game, the draft phase. You guys seemingly got every pick you wanted and more. What did you guys think of that?
I mean, this is pretty much the comp that we've won every week with. I mean, besides from the 2 times that we played Boosted, I mean, this is essentially the same thing, except I guess we subbed out Corki for instead of Oriana. But I'm way better at Corki anyways, so...
Yeah, I'd say this is like 4.5 out of 5 of all of our favorite champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The only
surprising.
change being Sejuani.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Which is something else you've always performed well on, and yeah, like you said, it's very interesting that you're able to get all of these uncontested.
Yeah.
It seems this whole game might have been a slip up from Batty Bargainman right at the start here with their draft. But going into the game, and we talked about during the Champ Select about how your team comp that you pick is very well balanced. It has sort of an element of everything you need to win League of Legends. Was there a specific game plan going in, especially against this team with Batty Bargainman?
Actually, I felt like this week was the first week that we kind of went in and I mean, we played Batty Bargainman 2 weeks ago, and we beat them then, and so we were just we're gonna pick the same stuff and we're gonna cruise to a victory. There's not much to prepare for. They don't play any of our champions. They really don't have super contested lanes. They'll let us play our own game and end up on top.
All right. So, just to get a kind of a gauge question, you guys obviously knew you were very far ahead. How big of a goal lead, though, do you think you had at 15, 20 minutes? Yeah, one of those.
15, 20 minutes? Probably 5, 6K?
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate, about 15. At 20 minutes, you guys had a 10,500 gold lead.
Oh.
Sounds about right. I mean, I felt like they literally did nothing that entire game. The one time that we fucked up, I mean, that was us fucking up more than them doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys were-
they lost 3 lanes, straight up.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys did pick the dominant lanes too, but after the laning phase, you guys were just in the driver's seat, constantly making plays, and they were just sort of left to react. And they didn't think of anything clever to try to stop that from happening, and you guys just kind of steamrolled. I guess so the next question, they did land sort of their wet dream wombo at that
One
mid
time.
tower there. Yeah, that one time there. Well, I just want to know what the feeling was. Like, what was the communication after that?
I guess we kind of like humbled back a little bit. Because we figured, hey, if they wombo all of us, we could still throw this. So let's not throw it, and let's play more safe.
Yeah, we definitely noticed that, how you guys played a lot more reserved after the big wombo combo in mid.
I mean, the whole game, we were just like, well, I mean, if we just keep playing the game, we will eventually win. Like, that's why we didn't go for Baron. I'm sure somebody mentioned that on the stream, that we were like 10k gold ahead, and why didn't we go to Baron?
Actually, like, we
But
didn't like touch on that too much.
I
touched
thought
on the
that
fact
it'd
that you
be
guys
actually
dropped the Baron.
dangerous to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what we thought. Like, it's like Wukong, Maokai, Ori, Morgana. That's a scary team to Baron on, even when you are that far ahead. I mean, if we just keep pushing lanes, we'll eventually win.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Yeah, very convincing when. I mean, I said maybe one of the most dominant performances ever in SBL history, but I don't know. We really don't have like official track records of any of that. We don't have a story yet.
I don't think it goes that far. But...
I guess we did try it to attempt Baron one time, but like
and then
as we were going into the Baron, and then Kragan told us like 30 seconds after we made the call. I don't really.
And then we ran away.
Okay, yeah. We were wondering what was. We didn't notice that he didn't have smite. We're like, wait, they just left. What?
So that's my bad.
Yeah, well,
like,
no, I mean,
they
guys...
only had Oriana. Like, everyone else was at least like closest was like inner turrets.
Yeah,
and then like it was just Oriana
they all
over the wall.
and we still didn't want to take the risk. It was too
totally
easy.
Fair.
It was too easy of a game. Like they couldn't.
Yeah,
Baron.
we didn't need the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, aside from playing very calculated on your rotations, you guys played extremely safe and not letting them any opportunity to come back into the game. Yeah, but I guess leaves maybe one more question. I'm not sure how to phrase this because I'm not really up to like the lingo you young kids use today. But like, who are your waifus? Is that what I ask?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hit him with that.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon. Is that everybody's waifu?
Yeah.
So we got the Sailor Moon from Wang the other time. He said that when I interviewed Wang and Swift.
Yeah, I think
but
this is
we haven't heard
one.
from Kragan.
I'm gonna have to go with Diana.
Okay.
She's just so dark and edgy. It's just
Oh yeah. Edgelord Diana.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's I don't know how I feel about that question. I maybe regret asking that, but yeah. Once again, congratulations on the victory. I guess maybe to talk about a larger scope, that you now are 5-2 on the season, taking sole possession of first place until maybe after game 3 tonight. But how do you guys feel about that? Like sort of finishing out this season. I don't know. I think maybe it's one more win and then you solidify a playoff spot. Do you think there's any team in the league right now that could actually slow you down and give you a run for your money?
I mean, I think that we've seen that we've lost a boosted friendship a couple of times.
And we don't play them anymore, so...
Yeah, we don't play them anymore. I just think that they match up so well against us. I think every other team, like, we should be able to beat. I don't really have fears of anybody else. I'm just hoping that Boosted loses in the bracket of death while we're sitting in the winner spot.
Yeah, that's actually
before
like
they get to us.
The greatest timeline is they lose the first round of playoffs and then we don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Have someone else kill your enemies for you.
Yep.
Kryptonite.
All right. Well, I probably talked for too long, so let's wrap this up, and we'll be back shortly for the last game of the night, Game 3. Don't touch that browser.